Welcome to San Diego Market Movers. I have Lindsey here with me today. Lindsey, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Therese.
Of course, it's so good to have you. And we were just chatting because this is something that's coming up for a lot of people right now. There are people in San Diego that want to buy a home and there are no houses on the market, or there's so few.
So few.
So what are you doing? You don't just say, okay, well, sorry, you gotta wait. What are you doing?
I feel like a lot of agents that are working with people just say, okay, great, we'll just keep looking. And they're just waiting for it to come onto the MLS live.
Right.
And I don't feel like that is the best way to serve my clients. I like to go and see, I tap my network and say, okay, anybody have a property that's coming on? How can I access that? Can I get early access? What does it look like? So I know what's coming down the pipeline. And if that first rail fails, then the next thing I do is I actually go out and knock doors if I need to, make phone calls if I need to, and try to secure a property that's going to make my client happy. Because the last thing I want to do for my client is to convince them to buy a house they don't really want just because there's not a better option.
If you're a buyer out there listening to that, I mean, that's like, okay, I can breathe, because you're not just going, okay, we'll just keep looking, we'll just surf. When in reality, they're already doing that. You're not helping them by doing that. You're actually going out there and going, okay, well, first tell me what you want so that I know when I see it, I can go, that's your house. And then you're not stopping there. Let me reach out to my sphere. Let me knock on people's doors. Because there are people that are kind of like, ooh, should I sell my home now? That you show up to their door and you go, hey, you want to sell your home? They might actually say yes.
100%. I actually just finished calling a particular pocket in Rancho Carrillo. I have a buyer that wants to live on a particular street, and I called them all, and I actually had 3 different people say maybe. So they aren't actively interviewing with an agent right now. They're really in the beginning phases of deciding if this is something they want to go do or not. But that gives my client hope, because now it's like, okay, well, maybe there is hope I can be in this area. So I don't need to buy what I see on the MLS today. I can hold out a few more months. Or we have the inverse effect where I've done my rounds and I've made my calls and there is no inventory coming down the pipeline, that I have to go back to my clients and be like, look, there is nothing that is going to be exactly what you're looking for. So let's see if we can move and pivot a little bit and find you something that is almost or could be made into what you're looking for. So it really gives my clients clarity of mind, of direction, of knowing, okay, that was a pipe dream, I need to give up on that, or okay, we can keep going and find what we're looking for.
So you're really hustling for them, and you're really working to help them achieve that dream, but also being realistic with expectations, which I feel like is so important, because some people will promise you the moon. No. They'll discount and they'll say, oh, I'll do all these things for you, when in reality they're not, and they're not setting the right expectations, so the client gets disappointed.
100%. And we have to be very realistic on how much it's going to cost you, because I will say, if I'm going out and approaching people, you're going to pay top dollar for that, because now it's like a make me move situation, and I'm very upfront with that. It's like, okay, if it's in your budget, then I can give it to you, but it might not be as finished out or at a higher price, because now these are people that weren't expecting to really list imminently, and now we've approached them and we're coming in. And so it's a great strategy, especially in this low inventory market, because I want my clients to have the best. I want them to be happy with where they end up, but we definitely have to be out of the box thinkers and make sure that we can find them what they're looking for.
I love that last part, out of the box. You have to think like that in this market right now. So if you are a buyer and you're feeling intimidated about the market right now and that there not being enough houses, Lindsey, I know that you're the agent that they should reach out to.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day.
You too.